Hi, happy Sunday. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. How are you? How's everybody doing? Has it been a great Sunday? Has it been a great week? Do you have a great week coming up? I hope all of the above. It is nice to see your names. Hello, Bev. I see someone else too, but I don't see your name yet. Don't be shy. Say hi. Love this bundle. I do too. Hey, Roz. Hey, I know. This bundle, everything about it, I love flowers. I love the size. I love that it makes little note cards. The artwork is beautiful. I love the dies. I love the extra little pieces that you can use many ways. I agree. I love everything about it. So I've had fun with it. Made a cute little fun fold this time. So when it is time, we will get busy with that. But let me see what's been going on here. We are getting part of our upstairs. Hi, Melody. Painted. I think I told you that before. Painters, I'm so glad that I selected them out of all the estimates I got. I selected Fresh Coat, and they have been amazing. So now I want them to paint the downstairs of my house as well. And you know what? I'm going to ask them. I want the same crew. I want the same estimator. I want the same project manager. I want the same painters. Hey, Marie. Everything. They're just fabulous. It's not finished. It'll be finished on Wednesday, but so far I have nothing but good things to say about them. So if you ever need painters, I would highly recommend Fresh Coat. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome. So anyway, what else has been going on? Oh, my daughter, my oldest daughter, while she was away in Georgia, she went there for her birthday to be with her best friend. Well, guess what? She got homesick, so she's on her way home right now. She'll be home at our house probably about 8:30. She lands at 7:30. So I love it. I love that she misses us, I guess I should say, but that's pretty funny. I'm so happy she's coming home. She's gonna have to sleep in our spare bedroom downstairs because her bedroom is completely emptied out for the painters. She knows that. I've been sending her pictures, and I think part of it too is she can't wait to see her new area and what it's gonna look like. All the new curtains have arrived. Hey, Maria. The new rods, the new switches and plate covers and all of that stuff. So we're gonna have a lot of fun putting things back and redecorating once the painters are finished, I'm pretty sure. That's what we love to do. It is almost time. I keep looking at my watch. I don't want to talk too much. Yesterday, Ken and I spent the day just looking in some antique stores and some consignment shops and some thrift shops, and had a marvelous dinner in Manteca. It's called, what's it called? How do you say grandma in Italian? Nina's Vault? I don't know. I'm tearing up the name. But anyway, it's in Manteca, and it was really, really, really good. We can't wait to go back. And so it was a nice Saturday. And today, beautiful sermon once again. And a beautiful afternoon. And now we're going to have an exciting night when my daughter and her son get back. All right, now it is 7 o'clock, so we can get started with this. As Bev said, I love this bundle. The other Bev that's watching. How is he doing? My heart goes out to you all. How is he doing? I'll have to read the comments and see what you're asking, Charlotte. So anyway, I love this bundle. It's on page 82 of the current catalog. If you don't already have it, oh my goodness, you might really seriously want to think about it. If you do have it, I know you're having a ton of fun with it. So let's turn you down and get started with what I've done with it today. Well, actually, I didn't do it today. I did it the other day, but you know what I mean. Okay. Hi, Diane. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so you all know that I ask if you would share my page with your friends. If you enjoy it here, they may too. So just let them know all about me on Facebook. And if they don't have Facebook, they can go to YouTube and find the replays there. I am your host. My name is Beverlee Morales. Here is my website with Stampin' Up, beverleestamps.stampinup.net, and my YouTube channel is simply my name. I try to make it as easy as possible for you to find me. Also email me at mofun44@icloud.com with any questions, concerns, or if you just want to chat. Here it is, Coneflower Celebration Stamp Set and Dies, page 82 of the current catalog. Beautiful samples here as well, plus everything you've probably been seeing from other demonstrators and that you've been making with your set. I've been changing up the colors. Hi, Lynn. Using this set. Azure Afternoon is going to be the coneflower today, and Darling Duckling is still for the butterflies. Hello, Pamela. And then I'm using, I forgot the name of this one. Something brick. But this is the code, exposed brick. This is the code for this folder, exposed brick. I'm going to use some wobbles. Do you know what wobbles are? Wobbles are a little spring that you can place items on and then they wobble. So you can get these on Amazon. They come in various sizes. I want you to know that. So you can get small ones, you can get medium size, you can get large, whatever you want. I think these are probably a medium size. They're 1.5 inches long and 1.25 inches wide. Yeah. So that's what size I'm using today. I went back to the Splendid Autumn 6x6 Designer Series paper to help embellish this card that I'm making tonight. And of course, I already said I'm using the bundle, so here it is. And I'm using my liquid glue as I always do. That's the what we call green glue here, multi-purpose. But I'm also using some tear and tape tonight. Of course, with the Azure Afternoon ink pad, I need the same color cardstock. Hi, Karen. And I picked one of the Azure Afternoon DSP color solids from the pack I just shared with you. Some thick white cardstock. This is from the same DSP pack. It's just a scrap of the golden color. I already stamped and dyed out and cut out one butterfly, and then I used Mossy Meadow for the leaves, which I already cut out, just to save a itty bitty amount of time tonight for you. I used these dots, they're called party dots, on my sample, which I'm going to show you now. Hey Michelle, hey Andrea. But tonight I think I'm going to use these. I got these free from On Stage. They're called the 2527 in color flat pearls. So I think I'm going to use these tonight. All right. It's real important for this card, or any card actually, any crafting with paper, that you have a paper trimmer. This is the Stampin' Up! One, and this is the code there. If you need a new one, or you just don't have a cutter yet, then you can get one through Stampin' Up! Through the catalog, but you can just jot down this number and then you can order online. So I'm taking my 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and I'm going to cut it in half at 4 1/4. This card is going to take a whole sheet of this cardstock. I'll use my trimmer again in a minute, but I want to share with you the card. Hey, Jean. Isn't this cute? Now, I have shown you how to make this card as far as the fold goes in the past, but I wanted to share with you how great this style card looks with this stamp set and the dies, the bundle. You can open up the front and you have your little note card saying, and then you can pull this out. You can decorate the front of this card and then write on the back if you want to, because I know a lot of you don't like to see your writing as you look at the card. Did I see some hearts when I was looking down? Oh my goodness, I think I saw a heart. Thanks, Roz, I'm glad you like it. And then I've already talked about the double butterfly, so we're gonna do that again, but isn't that cute? Now, I always say, when you have a card that moves like this, thank you for the hearts, that your recipient's just gonna have fun playing with it, right? It's just fun. All right, so let's get busy on making this card. When you cut your cardstock in half at 4 1/4, you have 2 pieces automatically like this, right? And we need to fold them in half to make a card, but we're going to use our paper trimmer to do that because we're going against the grain. So we're gonna put the end of the cardstock at 5 1/2. 5 1/2 and 5 1/2 is 11, which is the length of the cardstock, and we're going to score. I like to do this. I like to use my scoring blade and my tool when I'm scoring in this direction because we're going against the grade and it doesn't make all those ripples in the paper. Okay, so let's do that to the second one. Remember, I said you have to use 2 pieces of cardstock to make this card, or 1 piece of cardstock, but cut in half. All right. All right, then we're going to take our bone folder. Still need my paper trimmer, but we're going to take our bone folder next, which is a staple in your product that you use for crafting. And we are going to open that up like I've always taught you, and I call it winging it back, and we're making a beautiful, distinct seam right down the middle for our cards. All right, now back to our trimmer. We're going to take the card and we're going to place it into the trimmer, and we're going to put the top left-hand corner in the cutting track, and then we're going to swing the seam, the fold we just talked about, into the cutting track. When I get the bottom one into the cutting track, I always look back up to the top because I can pretty much guarantee you that the top one has moved. And so you want to make sure that you get them both, the tip corners, into the cutting track. I always place my thumb underneath what I call as the ruler, just to make sure that I don't get my blade on the paper too soon. And we're going to cut just like that. Let's do that one more time. And remember, my teaching method is when I'm doing things multiple times, I want you to concentrate on what I'm doing so you are guaranteed you understand and you can know in your mind that you said, yep, that's what I thought she taught me. Now I know how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the left-hand corner and we're going to place it into the cutting track. And then we're going to take the bottom seam and we're going to put that into the cutting track. And then what's the next step? We're going to look at the top again and make sure that it didn't move, because most of the time it does, and it did. So now I've got both the top corner and the score line corner in the cutting track, and I'm going to cut. All right, now I have 2 pieces, just like this. I still need my paper trimmer, but we're going to talk about this for a minute. So all we have to do is put these 2 together. Sorry, did it wrong. Like this, and we have our card base. Okay? Simple as that. Because I did it wrong the first time, I'm going to put it in here slowly so you can see how this card goes together. There's your pocket. Okay? Now, let's go to our designer series paper. I think it's easiest if we think about this as a layer piece of paper, because it is. It's layering on top of these triangles, if you will. Okay. So when we layer this card, try to explain it really clearly. This card is 4 1/4 wide, correct? And 5 1/2 long. So we want to cut it down a little bit so it will be a layer piece. So we're going to cut down to 4 by 5 1/4. That would be a normal layer piece if we were just layering this on a card. See that? If this was your card and you were just normal layering, that's what you would cut it down to. You'd have these 2 pieces left over. But we're making these triangles. We're making layer pieces for these triangles, so we want them to be a little bit smaller than the triangles are. So in order to do that, you can either go down a 1/16 or a 1/4. I'm going to go down a 1/4 just to make it easier numbers for you, and I'm going to cut a 1/4 off of that on both sides. So we're now at 5 by 3 3/4. All right. Now we do the same thing to get the triangles, right? The top and the bottom. Okay, and in here, I want you to put your thumb under that ruler, like I said, and get this cutting blade right in the middle of your paper and go up and back. Why? Because if you start right off the paper here on this little corner and pull your blade, it could snag and tear. So now we have 2 triangles. Okay, there, I think I'm done with this. So now we're gonna, without any glue, we're just gonna place these down and we're gonna concentrate on getting these layer pieces in the right spots. Now see, this one goes perfectly fine, but this one is backwards. So I picked a paper that I thought would look good no matter what side I use. So let me try this to see if I like this better. Let's put this one here and let's flip this over. And yes, I like that better because it doesn't have all of this in it. So just play with your triangles, turn them around, and see which way you like it better. See that? Okay. So now let's put this card together, and then we're going to run this through the folder just to give it some texture. So to put this card together, we need our liquid glue at this point. And we're just going to put some on the top card. And we're going to line it up to fit just like a puzzle onto the first piece. Okay, now we need tear and tape. And we're going to find the end, and we're going to place it on the inside flap of our triangle and tear. What's the next step? Have I taught you well? Do you know what the next step is to remove this paper? The protective paper on tear and tape? It is burnishing. If you answered that correctly, give yourself some applause. Then you can just pick right in the middle of the paper and pull it up. And now you have a strip of tape that is very strong that's going to keep this pocket down. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side to keep this pocket down as well. And this is called tear and tape because you don't need scissors. All you have to do is place your thumb where you want to tear it off and pull. Okay, I know you know the next step. It's to burnish. Put your fingernail right in the middle there and pull. If you have really pretty long nails like I don't, then you might want to use take your pick tool. All right. Now let's go to our cut and emboss machine, and we are going to texture these two pieces up with a folder. Here's the folder again. And I kind of chose a folder that doesn't have, it's not directional, it's just exposed brick. So pretty much no matter what I do with it, it's gonna look good. And I'm just gonna place them both in at the same time, kind of as if they were just one piece. Looks like a kite. And then run it through. No questions? You guys got all this? Okay, let's pull these out. And look at the texture. So much prettier, isn't it? Just a little bit of texture. Okay, let's go back and back. Now I should have put this one down first. That's what I should have done. So I'm gonna pull it up and you're gonna see my mistake in real time, and that's gonna be burnt into your brain, and you're not gonna do that ever. That'll help you remember, no, no, no. Put this one down before you glue that one down. Love that folder. Yes, we do. All right, so let's put this down. And let's concentrate mainly on the top part here because the bottom part's going to be covered up. I'm going to put some more Terra tape on here. This is still sticky, but the end of it is not. Go. And there we go. You can look at your pattern papers and you can change this up any way you see fit. All right, then we have this little pocket. This little liner. Hey, Annie, that's gonna go in there. And it fits perfect. So what is the size? The size is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 to fit in this pocket. Okay, let's line that up. Let's stamp it with thank you. And the Azure afternoon. Tap, tap, tap. And a cute font, thank you. Okay, then I'm just going to slip that in there so I do not lose it. And we have a card base that you can decorate any way you'd like. But tonight I'm decorating it with the Coneflower stamp set and dies, the bundle. So I'm going to ink up the coneflower. And I'm going to stamp it. This is a 1/2 piece of cardstock. Hold my paper and lift, and you will get a perfect image every time. Now I'm going to take my die and I'm going to place it on the image. tape it down so it will not move. And then I'm going to bring over my cut and emboss machine one more time. This time it's set up for die cutting. The last time I used this, the bundle was not available, but I've had some customers order it, so I know it was. My customers were ordering it, so I think it's back. So if you want it, go try and see if it is still. Okay, so we have this left. Now I'm going to fold this down. It makes the little score line for me, and I'm going to open it back up on the inside. And I'm going to say, "You made my day." My granddaughter made my day the other day. She's moving to Oregon. She stopped here and spent the night, and that was all wonderful. It was such a great surprise, right? You know, I have another business called Thrifting Home, and I had a lot of things here that I have purchased for my Thrifting Home business. And she's moving, and they don't have hardly anything. You ordered it this week, Marie? Good. You're going to love it. So anyway, my granddaughter, she was like, "Grammy, what's this?" She didn't know about my business. And so I was showing her, and she's like, "Oh, I love this. I love that. I love this." And so I just said, "Shop." And so I gave her a bunch of things, and she was thrilled. But that's not what made my day. She got up in the morning, the next morning, and she drove off to Oregon. And then I think it was 2 days later. Yeah, 2 days later, she sent me a text, and she said, "Grammy, thank you for all the beautiful items you gave me. Now my new house feels like a home." Oh my goodness. She took 2 bowls, and she has fruit trees at her new house. And she picked some berries, cherries and blueberries, and she made 2 pies in her stove, in her oven. She was having fun. She's like me, she likes to bake. And she said having those bowls to go out there and pick and things to bake with, she was just so happy. And that just made my day. I love the statement, "Grammy, you made my house feel like a home." So now I'm just using a dauber, and I'm adding some color to this beautiful coneflower, and I'm going to make the tips. Yes, Annie, go get it before it goes out again. Go, go, go. And I'm just going to make the edges darker. So I've used it in 3 different colors, pinks, yellows, and now this blue, and I love this blue. You can go closer up to the center here because there's also this cutout, and this is an espresso that you just put on the top there. So that's how easy it is to color, and you just color it, you know, however you want. Or you can take your markers or your blends and really, really make it pretty. Okay, so we're going to take some glue, and we're going to place it on here flat. And then we're going to take the leaves that I already cut out, and we're going to use mini glue dots. And I'm going to place the ends of the leaves on a mini glue dot. Lift them off, and then I'm going to put them on the back part of the flower. However you'd like to put them. Then I have, oh, I forgot to cut out another butterfly. I stamped and cut out one butterfly. I'm bending the body, and I'm placing a little bit of glue there. You could use a glue dot too, and I'm going to let that set up a second. I love how it says, "You made my day. Thank you, thank you," and then the inside says, "Thank you" again. Remember, I told you I usually say, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." So at least twice. So there's that ready to go. This is set up pretty well. I'm going to set that up and give it some dimension. I'm going to cut out another one and then layer it so we have the dimension of 2 butterflies. Gives it more of a flutter, right? Okay, and then I said I was going to use these flat dots today. And I think I'm going to choose the smaller. There's 3 different sizes. Take your pick tool will help you pull them right off the packaging. We're going to stay with our little rule of odd numbers. Oh, those are pretty. Those are shiny. Thank you. Okay, so now the wobbles. Here they are. So I'm going to take the protective paper. There's a little line right in there. I'm going to take the protective paper off. Getting on my iPad. I missed it. It rolled up. I'll read it later, Cookie. Okay. So these are not Stampin' Up! Products. These wobbles, they're on Amazon. Well, this one's giving me a little bit of a attitude. Okay, so let's take our card. So I'm going to add this wobble right underneath where the card crisscrosses. Press it down. Then pull the little spring up so it's loose and it will wobble. Pull off the paper. That's normally how easy it comes up. And then you can place this as high or as low as you would like. You don't want to see the wobble, so make sure you don't see it. It's not visible from these little areas of the coneflower. Press. And you've got your card. Very, very easy, isn't it? Okay, so I need more wobbles. I'm going to get on Amazon and order all the sizes they have, because you never know what size you're going to need until you're making a card, and then you say, oh my gosh, mine's too big or mine's too small. I had this paper here because I wanted to stamp one more butterfly. I cannot do single butterflies anymore. I just can't. I just like the dimension of more than one. But if you have these butterflies look really good with this card as well. Okay, let me take the die, throw it on there real quick. Where's my tape? There it is. And give me a minute to cut this out. Okay, what do? I just bend the body back a little bit. Ooh, put your die away. Get your ink. Your glue. And then you're just going to place one body on top of the other body and hold it down there and see the difference. Do you guys like the difference as well? Thanks, Carol. And there you go. Like I said, if you want to pull this out and write your message on the back, you could do more stamping here if you'd like. And then when your card is closed, you won't see your handwriting. Oh, you guys are so kind. Thank you for all the hearts. I know the fold is nothing new, but it sure is a new idea with this little note card on the front and then your note on the inside. Thank you for being here. I don't see any questions. I don't know. I don't have the bundle. Oh, I have the catalog right here. Page 82. Is that what I said? Page 82. Because somebody's saying they want this set. So instead of you having to look it up, you can just open up your computer and you can order the bundle 165251. It's $53. That's a 10% discount if you get the bundle. Otherwise, you can get the stamp set or the dies separately. Okay, ladies, thank you for watching. See you next Sunday. I'm off to wait for my daughter. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.